lifting the ban would not solve any issues. They just need to at least look for a way to solve the issue amicably between the herdsmen and the people of the state. Because if they try to lift the ban, because the cattle they are disturbing everywhere. They are disturbing everywhere in this country. Even in Abuja, they disturb. They can, they go about with their cattle, even on express. So it doesn't make sense. I don't think it's a good thing to lift the ban. The ban should continue, and then I think maybe you can just find a way about it, a way around it. Maybe talk to the cattle rearers and people of the state. Maybe there's a way they can actually go about it that won't bring about violence or whatever.
As a governor, executive governor, just exactly what happened in Ondo State. You remember this issue of headers, especially when it comes to these herdsmen, this cattle of 18, it's as if they are constituting havoc. Ranching would have been the best option. Let them keep them in one place instead of it's even barbaric. It's creating a lot of problem. We don't even know where the problem is coming from. Looking at the Anambra issue, even when you talk about this cattle, Soludo came out, I remembered, I read in one of the dailies that even some criminals are using Fulanis, disguising to perpetuate evil. And it's not as if all this thing is really the herdsmen alone. We have some other notorious people that are even creating problem in the state. And that was what the governor was emphasizing, that it is not the Igbo they used to know. Presently, it's a different ball game. An average Igbo man is known to be an enterprise. When you talk about enterprise, they are known for that. But today, the reverse is the case. Are you not telling me it's the Fulani people that are even causing the killing? These political rivals or whatever creating problem, even in Imo State too. Is it the Fulani herdsmen?
Maybe they should just try and find a location. Try and get a location for these cattle rearers, because normally in advanced countries, that's what they do. You don't just rear things around anywhere. No, it doesn't make sense. There are places for things like that. Maybe places far away from the city. Go into the bush, go and rear your animals and whatever. I think that's the best thing they can do for them. But leaving them to just go around the states, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
It is out of place. If they're asking for ranching system is what is applicable all over the world. Why can't we just apply, let them get particular portions of land? In fact, have they exhausted the vast majority of lands in the north? Why are they crying? There should be an interest behind them wanting to come to the south. If it's just about cattle raising, they have vast majority of lands in the north. They are yet to exhaust such lands, and they are asking for portions in the south. It's crazy. Like the country it has gone past the level where people will still sit down in their closet and still talk about issues of national interest as if it's about tribe or religion. All of us should think about what is favorable for both this. Like when this issue was brought up sometime and they were talking about pursuing mechanics and who are of Igbo region from the north. All of this does not even add up. If you need land for ranching, like people farm in these particular places in the south, why will you ask for open grazing where these cattle and the rest will go and destroy crops and properties in the south? It does not make any sense. That's why we are out crying for a situation where everyone will understand, where everybody, like we are crying for production, and that's just some of us are just fighting for a situation where P2B will come into place. We are asking for a situation where the country becomes self-producing. The majority of lands in the north should be used for cattle raising since they feel it's their primary occupation, while people in the south who venture into farming and the likes can go about their farming and all. That's what we are. That's the general interest.
I remember Nigeria we used to know before now. We were living with them. That was what the governor of Ondo State said. That 250 years, even before many of us were, even before they were born, we were living. Even many of them married and intermarried, and some of their children they were all born there. But today we don't really know the cause, and that is why we are praying to Almighty God. If it is the Fulani that are responsible, let God expose them. If some people are hiding under this guy to create more problems, they should be exposed. I am not limiting this thing to Fulani alone. We still have some recalcitrants, even in the state. If you are saying it's only the Fulani, me as a person, I will not believe. Because there are even people that are even worse than Fulanis. Even in the southwest, in the southeast, everywhere, south. But when you are talking about the militant, even though the IPOP were coming to deny it's not their members, we don't really know what they are. Even for many people that even consume the IPOP, if not even close to 50%, they are criminals. Then is it the Fulanis? We should ask, these are questions we should ask ourselves before taking a decision. By putting a ban, to me personally, is a step to the right direction. Let them be restricted to a particular time when you talk about ranching, so that they can easily be noticed, they can easily be seen. If they are the one creating problem, we know where they are coming from. But the situation happened in my state recently. Yes, they were in the forest. If that is the case, the governor was trying to give ultimatum that they should vacate the forest by even telling the traditional rulers they are not equally helping matters. They are keeping them. Then if you know they are hideout, and that is your duty as a traditional ruler, inform the government. The movement of these people, I suspect them. But if you are hiding them, keeping them is a problem.
I think lifting and allowing cattle to be roaming about the state, it's not a good idea. There could be a cattle range where they can keep. I think we're in a civilized world now. I think it's not that good for our country to be seeing cattle. If you look at even FCT, you see the FCT capital, you see cattle, you see, walking all about the streets, which I don't think it's good for our country. This is a civilized country. By now, this country should have grown beyond, all those. I think we should have a cattle range, all over the states.
But you should know some states, even some governors have started doing that when they were saying that the movement that it should be restricted. If you ban them, because as a Nigeria, every Nigerian have the right. But when you are now a nuisance, I think your movement should be restricted.
It is a disaster to this country, and based on the security challenges we are facing, I don't think that would be good for such, place like that, to lift up the cattle, this thing. I think we should have a cattle range where you can keep your cattle. And you're having like 150 cattle, where you should be able to have a land where you can keep. I think it will even be good for them, they will be more healthier than, walking around, and I don't think that's good for our country.